Welcome everyone in live to the Talladega Super Speedway. It's the first of its kind in PGR eSports history. Sunday Funday. It will be a multi-class event here on Sunday night. It'll be the Legacy Trucks and the Cadillac CTS-V. They'll both hit the track tonight, and you will not want to miss this one. Tonight, 24 drivers will take on Talladega in one of the most exciting races in PGR eSports history. I'll be your host here tonight, Michael Triscaro, as I'll be joined by my co-host, Matthew Baker, here in a little bit as these cars begin to grid. And for the first time, you'll see two different car combinations on the track for a PGR eSports event. We hope you are getting that popcorn out, cracking that cold one. It's going to be a good race here, and we can't be more excited for it as we head down to the grid here tonight. And remember, it'll be two heats here tonight, and then we will go into our feature race of the evening. It'll be 13 drivers here in heat number 1, and 15 Legacy trucks will take the track here tonight. And it'll also be 9 Cadillac CTS-Vs as we bring up that racing flyer. You see it right there. 40 laps in our feature race here tonight, 1 green, white checkered, and 100% fuel. As you see on the flyer as well, there's the Legacy truck, and right by it, the Cadillac CTS-V. Payouts will be split, so 2 groups here tonight, 15 in the Legacy trucks and 9 in the Cadillac CTS-V. As we look forward to a great night of action here live on the PGR eSports Network. And on pole for the first heat race tonight will be Richard Elliott. So Richard Elliott will take the green flag with Casey Sprinkle right to his outside. You see Sprinkle there in the 23 on the front row as these trucks and Cadillacs begin to fire off. In row number 2, it'll be, looks like Elijah Palmeter, and he'll be the first Cadillac to roll off as they begin rolling off the grid right now. So we are going to get ready for some wild action here at Talladega, and it's my first time calling a race of these sorts as it's been practically every week here for Sunday Funday, so bear with me and come along for the ride here on Sunday night. Back here live, ready to go green for the first time here tonight. It'll be 8 laps here with no yellow flags in heat number 1. As Richard Elliott, Casey Sprinkle will lead us to the green flag in their Legacy trucks. Behind them, it'll be Palmeter wearing the Cadillac CTS-Vs, as well as Danny Barnes. So this is going to be a really interesting one here tonight as these cars and trucks get to the restart zone. And for the first time ever on PGR eSports, we're racing multi-class. Lap number 1 almost complete here, and it's the Cadillac CTS-Vs leading the way. Here come 3 trucks on the high side. Remember, 2 groups here tonight, but these Cadillacs are fast, and right now, Matthew Baker in the lead. Daniel Eberhardt, Jackson Buys, 3 wide with the trucks and the Cadillacs, and this is going to get wild here tonight. Matthew Baker up here in the booth. He's also on the track. And man, this is wild here at the moment as Jackson Buys takes the lead here on lap number 2, 3 wide through the whole field here in heat number 1.
Oh my goodness, man, I just got split 3 wide in the middle. Oh, they're wrecking towards the back, but they're hanging out in the Cadillacs in the middle. This is crazy where these big trucks are able to keep up, not really giving a push to the Cadillacs, but Cadillacs doing good here on the bottom.
Well, we might be on to something here in the Sunday Funday series. 24 drivers here tonight, and that is up from the weeks past. I think it's catching on, Matt, as these drivers now know, and it is truly Sunday Funday. And right now, every week's impressing me up here in the booth. And man, I'm getting to really enjoy calling these races Sunday night. You do not know what to expect, and here's another one. As the Cadillacs lead the way, Jackson Buys gets turned up into the pack. Brian Henning's in it. Tons of trucks in this one are taken out. You see the 88 right there. Steven Scott Jr. wrecked in this one as Daniel Eberhardt leads Matthew Baker here at the front. Mark Vondel now leads the trucks. He's all by himself, as is Casey Sprinkle a little bit farther back. Wow. And just like that, heat number 1 is thrown for a curveball. 5 laps to go. Matthew Baker, Daniel Eberhardt the third, all alone in the front in the Cadillacs. And Matthew Baker, we'll have to see it. How does it feel out there here tonight, and what type of draft do you guys get in these Cadillacs?
Once the spoiler's put in the front of your nose, you get a huge pocket of air and absolutely fly. I'm going to back up here to Vondel and see if maybe he can help us out.
So Matthew Baker going to back up to Mark Vondel, who leads the Craftsman trucks at the moment out of Lake Placid, New York. Here he comes in the number 59 Apex Racing Machine as he gets to the back bumper of Matthew Baker here. Baker will try to utilize him to catch Daniel Eberhardt, who is running away at the moment. But we'll see if the Cadillac can work with the Chevrolet Silverado and get up there to Daniel Eberhardt. Casey Sprinkle in 4th at the moment. Elijah Palmeter in 5th. And that's your top 5, but a lot of trucks and cars in that first track. Remember, no yellows here in these heats, so a lot different going to be than the feature format, which if we're looking at this one, that feature is going to be absolutely insane at the moment. And right now, Matthew Baker utilizing Mark Vondel, and they are going to look like they're going to start catching D3 here off turn number 4.
Yeah, able to back up as much as I could to get his draft, and now I've got the draft of Eberhardt back. Giving it 3 laps to go here. Take turn 1. See what I can set up here against Eberhardt. I don't know if I can really make a move here. We try the strip slam and try to slingshot out to the outside. No, it doesn't really work that well.
Yeah, you see Baker goes up to the wall there, actually scrapes the wall. Mark Vondel, though, 191 miles an hour, and saw Baker as well, 191 miles an hour, so practically similar speeds into turn number 1. And man, these Cadillacs racing really good right now as Baker goes underneath Daniel Eberhardt for position. P1 on the board for the number 5 at the moment. And now Mark Vondel will be working with, I believe that's a lap down car at the moment. Yep, that's going to be Danny Barnes, shown in 11th place. He's actually pushing the truck of Mark Vondel. So Vondel, most likely here, with 2 laps to go, is going to win this heat for the Legacy trucks. So it'll be a heat win for Mark Vondel here, unless catastrophe strikes. And up front, it's still Daniel Eberhardt now back to the lead in the number 90. He'll lead Matthew Baker here down the backstretch. We'll have 1 lap to go when we hit the line here. Kenny McCullough Jr. off the track. He is to the pits. Danny Barnes here in 11th, working and helping out Mark Vondel. Brian Henning's torn up. He's in the trial. Well, they're going to have to go around him. James Waring a little bit farther up, as is Scott Jr., Jackson Buys, Elliott, Sprinkle, and Paul Meter. They are all way far behind here. Not going to have a shot at this one. White flag in the air. Last lap here of heat number 1. Matthew Baker trying everything he can do. We're in his cockpit now at the moment. You see Daniel Eberhardt swing left and right as you see an IndyCar in the IndyCar 500 down the front stretch. He's going to try to hold him off, but can he is the question. Matthew Baker is there. He's to the bumper. He's going to use the slingshot move, go underneath, off turn number 4. It's a drag race at the moment between the 5 and the 90. Into the trioval, Eberhardt still has an edge. Can he beat Baker to the line? It'll be Daniel Eberhard in a photo finish here in heat number 1. As Eberhard gets the job done, and what a fun first heat of the night. We had a big one, but we stay green with the no yellows here in the heats as the 90 gets the victory and some bonus money, I believe, donated in tonight. And we will move on to heat number 2. So Daniel Eberhardt, winner of heat number 1. As drivers now begin to grid here for heat number 2 tonight. Remember, the checkered flag's still out as we have a couple cars and trucks limping at home to officially end our heats. And we want to say thank you to all joining us here tonight to watch this one. A very interesting race here for sure, as gridding has now begun for heat number 2. John Ellis will lead us to green with Ethan Eckert to his outside. Remember, these are the legacy trucks and the Cadillac CTS-Vs. Will Cheney in the chat tonight. Hopefully you'll be able to hear us. It looks like Logan York, everyone else is. So let's hear it from you. Maybe you had some issues on your end, but if you're out there in the chat tonight, make sure our race radio is good. Make sure you hear the broadcasters and these trucks and cars as they begin to roll here for heat number 2. It'll be John Ellis, Ethan Eckert to his outside in Legacy Trucks. Cody Neagle's also in a truck here. Tonight, Brock Westmoreland will be in the Cadillac, as well as Nash Brambilla. Christopher Carter in this race, as well as Randy Sample, Carson Freeman, Caden Dietrich, Dylan Jones. That's your top 10. Josh McCullough, Matt Patton, and Tucker McClendon will start from the pits. So 13 cars here in this field, it looks like. As Ellis and Eckert tonight will lead us to green here in heat 2. And man, what a heat 1 it was. I'm really interested and curious more than ever now to see how this feature will go, because these Cadillacs are quick. Might be a little slower in the corners, but man, they have some speed. And it's really cool to see. We'll see here in a second.
Restarts for sure, but once they get wound up, they're pretty even all around.
Yeah, it's nice to have Baker up here in the booth. He's able to at least let us know how that Cadillac is, because it's something uncharted waters here in PGR. And if you're just joining us here, this is what we've been doing on Sunday nights. Different car and track combinations every single week. We have been on dirt in the FIA Cross. We have ran short tracks. We've done just about it all here in the opening month of the series, and we're going to continue to deliver. And tonight, yeah, well, we're at Talladega, and while that seems normal, There's Cadillac CTS-Vs out on the track mixed in with a legacy truck that we're not accustomed to running as well. So here goes the pace truck as we get set for 8 more laps here in heat number 2. Daniel Eberhardt, winner of heat number 1, as he narrowly edged Matthew Baker. And now we'll see if John Ellis Jr. and Ethan Eckert can do here in their legacy trucks. To the restart zone and the green flag in the air for heat number 2. We already have some wrecking out back. And a Cadillac on the move is Brock Westmoreland, the NOS Energy number 4 to the high side. And he is clear sailing down the backstretch. And those trucks, man, I'll tell you what, they just take a little bit too long to wind up on the restarts. These Cadillacs take off.
Cadillacs take off for sure, but once the trucks get lined up together, you have John Ellis Jr., Cody Niegels, and Ethan Eckert trying to line up and trying to get away and stay in the draft of the Cadillacs, but Ethan Eckert splits them up there, not able to track as much as they would like to now. Brock Westmoreland's got an after bill. The teammates going to be racing against each other, and the caddies up front. Another Cadillac in contention here.
As you see him enter turn number 1, 2 Cadillacs in the front, then you got 3 legacy trucks, and then a bunch more trucks in the back. So a little bit more Cadillacs in heat number 1. We'll mix them all up here for the feature race and 40 laps of action after this one. Remember, no yellows here in the heats tonight. 7 laps to go. And here come those trucks. Ellis parking his number 25 right behind the 2 Cadillacs in the front. Cody Niegels wiggles loose off the front bumper there of Dylan Jones. Is able to corral his vehicle here. And to the outside's Ethan Eckert. He's going to try to get that run here from the 24 of Randy Sample. Actually, they're going to split him out wide. Ethan Eckert to the back of this train.
Eckert shifted all the way to the back. They didn't want to go up from the top side now. John Ellis Jr. and Cody Niegels doing a great job pushing here on the bottom. Now they're going to the top, 2 by 2 up top, but you know, the Cadillac staying in line on the bottom is a good thing for the truck. The trucks are able to run whenever they can towards the bottom and try and push up the Cadillacs. If they want to go to the top side, look at them go. They're getting a side draft. Oh man, there goes John Ellis Jr. gets turned all out of shape.
Ellis out of shape, but he gets back in. The question is, will he stay in the draft? Randy Sample, though, he's in the draft, and he is coming to the front with Josh McCullough. As he now is into the top 5. McCullough goes to the bottom, so he uses the draft of Sample there to get himself up here into the top 5. Those two working really well together, as now they work on the back bumper of Ethan Eckert, and that brings Carson Freeman here into this one as well. The number 49 Coors Light truck you see on your screen, and right now it's shaping up to be a good one. Cody Niegels, though, he's fallen off just a little bit. Will he be able to catch the back bumper here of Freeman?
Cadillacs go up high, splits Ethan Eckert out. Oh, big move to the bottom by Josh McCullough. The caddy's going to get split by the trucks, put in the middle and sent to the back. National ability to get it back out, think a little bit better of it, knows that he can go for the heat race win against just one Cadillac. Meanwhile, these trucks are battling for a heat race win for $10. Both of the classes are right here, but it's a little bit easier for the caddy to manage it than the trucks are.
Yeah, Westmoreland right now putting on a clinic here as Ethan Eckert tries to use his draft here to keep him up front. Here comes Freeman in the 49, Josh McCullough, and Sample going to back down just a little bit, and we have another Cadillac coming into the picture. That's going to be Nash Brambilla, PGR driver. You see him in the caution, yellow and black striped Cadillac CTS-V on the bottom. Cody Niegels to his rescue in the 6. He's actually going to go for a bump draft here into the turn. Wiggles Nash loose just a little bit. We're seeing Cadillacs and trucks here early working together. And man, it's actually working just a little bit here. This is some exciting stuff here on Sunday night.
3 laps to go. Cadillac going to take a dive to the bottom. Brock Westmoreland, Nash Brambilla going to dive back in line. Cadillacs are back up front. The trucks pulling in tow. Brock Westmoreland staying tucked to the bottom. Nashville Billy going to come up to the top, try and give help to that truck. And the truck's going to slip out 3 wide. Oh, a little bit of contact. Josh McCullough, Ethan Eckert now sandwiched in between 2 caddies. That's where you want to be if you're your truck. Be protected by the faster car.
Nash Brambilla on the move underneath Ethan Eckert. Here comes the 11, Dylan Jones. He shot out of a cannon as well. He looks to the 3rd lane. Ethan Eckert on the back bumper of Westmoreland. Westmoreland wiggles. Jones to the outside. Cody Eagles comes through the middle. 3 wide here at Talladega in the Tri-Oval. We are going to have 2 laps to go here when they hit the line. This is a heck of a race so far, and I'll tell you what, Baker, we've seen now that first heat, we had that wreck, a lot of cars taken out. This one, most of them here together. Man, I'll tell you what, hopefully for the feature, we can bunch them all, because when they're all together, man, this is some really fun and exciting racing. You really knocked this one out of the park here tonight.
I think the strategy is going to really come into play when you have a bunch of cars in the field. Hopefully a lot of people not just taking runs that are unnecessary and wrecking the field. We have a faster pair for a reason. We make sure those people utilize it if they need it, but it's going to be good fun racing no matter what, I think.
Well, Westmoreland has a teammate behind him, Brambilla. These two working together in their Cadillacs at the moment. Cody Neagles, though, he's on the charge here on the outside lane. Freeman to his rescue here. You also have, I believe that is Josh McCullough creeping into the top 5. White flag is out for heat number 2. Westmoreland, Brambilla here. Lead it. Can they hold it? Cody Neagles, here he comes. And Nash Brambilla's going to block the run.
Going for the win here. That's the 2 Cadillacs side by side for the class. Here comes 3 wide from the trucks on the outside. Just one, though, going to take a shot to the outside. But Josh McCullough going to push on the bottom side to the Cadillacs with Nash Brambill on the outside. It's formed up with the trucks. 3, almost 4 deep pushing on the top side, but the bottom rolling better this time. Brock Westmoreland getting a shove from Josh McCullough. They're all getting out of sorts. Brock Westmoreland is clear if he wants to block Nash Brambill, but I think he's going to have the run through the tri-oval. Ethan Eckert trying to split him, and Josh McCullough going to take the heat win, and so is Brock Westmoreland. Great job.
Brock Westmoreland out of Greenville, Tennessee, Team PGR driver. And the number 4 Nas is going to go to victory lane and celebrate this heat win. And he will be happy, I'm sure, about that. Josh McCullough finishes in 2nd. He's your lead legacy truck. Nash Brambill, the only other CTS-V in this one, I believe, finishes in 3rd. So a great heat right there of action. I believe Caden Diedrich as well. He was out early in this one, but checkered flag. Josh McCullough gets it done for the legacy trucks here in heat number 2. And you'll see your unofficial results there up on the screen. And we'll have a little bit of a warm-up session here for these drivers before we head to tonight's feature race. And it is going to be one of the coolest races here in PGR eSports history. And I'm looking forward to it. Hope you all are as well. And we appreciate you guys joining us in the chat here tonight. You see the timer up on your screen. Just under 5 minutes now until we go feature racing here tonight. We'll take a quick break and step aside here live on the PGR eSports Network, but don't go anywhere. The feature is next. Back here live on the PGR eSports Network. Welcome to Talladega Super Speedway. It's tonight's feature race here in the Sunday Funday series. A multi-class event. We saw two excellent heats here tonight, but now it's time for the 40-lap feature. And on the pole here tonight out of Rolla, Missouri, it's the 6, Cody Niegels. And to his outside, it'll be Casey Sprinkle. And after Cody, it'll be Ethan Eckert. We'll actually see if we can pull up the exact qualifying order. I don't think we can with the scoring and timing here, but we'll go through it manually here in just a second. But all these cars going off on the grid here tonight, a shorter grid here, being that it is the feature race. And Ethan Eckert will start in third here tonight. Elijah Palmeter will be the first Cadillac CTS-V, as he will start in fourth. Nash Brambilla, great run in heat number 2, will start in fifth. Mark Vondell tonight starts in sixth. Josh McCullough in seventh. Daniel Eberhardt, who won heat number 1, starts in eighth. Dylan Jones starts in ninth. And heat 2 winner, Brock Westmoreland, starts in 10th. Randy Sample tonight, he'll start in 11th. Jackson Buys in 12th. Carson Freeman starts 13th. James Waring will start in 14th. John Ellis starts 15th. Richard Elliott in 16th. Steven Scott Jr. in 17th tonight. Caden Diedrich will start in 18th. Danny Barnes starts 19th, rounding out your top 20 starting positions. That'll be Brian Hennings. Back here in the back, Kenny McCullough Jr. will start in 21st. Tucker McClendon will start in 22nd. It'll be Matt Patton in 23rd position. And now we're waiting on one more car. Not quite sure. Christopher Carter might have missed the grid. So it looks like he'll be starting from pit lane here tonight. Go back up front. Cody Niegels and Casey Sprinkle mixed in with 9 Cadillac CTS-Vs here tonight. And this is sure going to be one heck of a race. We'll have 2 winners, one for the Cadillac, one for the Legacy truck, as the Pace truck is set to go off onto pit lane. And we will get ready to rack them up here for the feature race. 40 laps of action. And everyone in the chat already getting excited about this one. Who's going to win it? Will it be a Legacy truck overall? Will it be a Cadillac CTS-V? You'll have to watch to find out. The green flag out for 40 laps of action here on a Sunday night for Sunday Funday. We'll join you back here really quick on the back stretch. Chris Carter joining the field here. They're going to actually manually restart here on the back stretch. So that was the pause here and the delay. And we'll let you hear these engines come to song here tonight, as Daniel Eberhardt will take the lead here early. But enjoy these Cadillacs and these Legacy trucks here from Talladega. So far, it's the Cadillac CTS-Vs leading the field. Elijah Palmeter will get to the start-finish line first there. Right behind him, Nash Brambilla. We got one off. That's the 26 truck. He's spinning. That's Christopher Carter. As Brambilla in second, you see Daniel Eberhardt the third in third. He looks to the outside. He's going to slingshot on Brambilla. Cody and Eagles leading the legacy trucks here down the backstretch.
And you know, he's going to just stay tucked there on the bottom with the truck. The truck is advantageous to taking the draft here on the bottom. We saw it in the heat race. It's where he wanted to be as the lead truck is behind the caddies on the bottom, as long as there's no one up top. That being a truck to go up there and go upstairs to try and make a run at it. But no dice here. Cody Eagles, even Eckert could be side by side. Elijah Palmeter are going to lead the field with Daniel Eberhardt on the outside. Here comes three wide move from Jackson Bias, and Brock Westmoreland taking it all the way upstairs.
All the way upstairs he does. He won a heat race here tonight, but he wants to win the feature. Three wide at Talladega, and Tucker McClendon off. He's in the grass. One car spin. Will he come back up into the track is the question. He does. Hits hard, but a one-car spin. No one's going to slow down. Caution will not come out. We stay green. Tucker McClendon with that fast repair. He's going to need it. He's going to have to somehow get to pit lane soon. If not, he's going to go down a lap. D3 still leads the top. Here comes the 6 Elijah Palmeter on the bottom. A mix of Cadillacs, a mix of legacy trucks as Ethan Eckert sends Daniel Eberhardt down to the bottom lane.
Now you got 3 caddies lined up on the bottom. They're going to absolutely roll these trucks with the 2 caddies here on the top, trying to get the third lane working, but nothing going, no dice happening. You have about 5 Cadillacs lined up in the middle line. Oh, Brian Hennings all out of sorts. Oh my goodness, what a save. Oh, but here goes one Cadillac up into the field, 2 round. That's going to be a call.
Caution.
And they wrecked up front.
Oh, a huge wreck. Huge. Oh, Cody and Eagles into the outside. We were going back to find that wreck, and everyone really wrecks here at the main part of the field. Man, I can't even find everyone in this screen. Cody and Eagles, look at this front end. Oh, my God, just completely torn up. As his front hood's just bouncing, or his front end bouncing off the racetrack. He'll need a fast repair. And the big one strikes here early at Talladega. Caution number 1. Man, we are going to have to go back. There's going to be a lot of dissect here. As Eberhardt, well, he's clear sailing. He's going to pick up the pace car. As he will be leading here early with Nash Brambilla. Matt Patton's made his way to the front, as is Jackson Bies. So we'll let these guys catch up to the pace car. And momentarily we'll take you back here to the wreck that brought out the caution flag. As you see, the pace truck will catch up with Daniel Eberhardt off turn number 2. We'll start here with Tucker McClendon. This happens before the yellow flag. Watch the 0-0 here. He is not clear. He comes down in front of Josh McCullough. And he kind of finally sees him at the last minute. Hesitates. Turns himself really on the nose of McCullough. And watch Tucker, the 0-0 here. And all these trucks and cars above him, lucky at the time being. And Josh McCullough is going to be fighting here. You see the dirt and the grass kicking up. And the 0-0 is going to go right up the racetrack. These 3 miss him. But he goes right up into the fence, and that is heavy damage for him. But he'll be lucky. We get a caution flag that's going to fly a little bit after that here. And now we'll go to the caution. You see Josh McCullough spinning there in the back of the pack. And then all heck breaks loose here in the front of the pack. That's really going to take out a lot of people. Luckily, we'll have that fast repair. And there it is. The 6 is turned by Ethan Eckert. So Ethan Eckert going to be probably the cause caution here on the number 6 of Elijah Palmeter. And that's a legacy truck pushing a Cadillac CTS-V. Bumpers don't align all that great. And look at the pylon we had. Practically everyone in this field a part of this one. Carnage all over the racetrack. An unbelievable fashion here that has brought out the caution flag for the first time tonight. So we will go back live here and catch up with, I believe, your new race leader. This is going to be Brian Hennings. And Team PGR has got a legacy truck and a Cadillac CTS-V up front. Brian Hennings, Brock Westmoreland. Your leaders, John Ellis, going to catch up. He'll be in third. Steven Scott Jr. to fourth. And Carson Freeman now. Your top five here.
Yeah, it just looks like Palmater comes up. It's a clean move by him. But Ethan kind of shifts down to the left by about half a lane and catches him in the left side. I don't know about overshoot a block. That's all Ethan's talking about.
Well, nonetheless, if you're watching this race tonight, I'll tell you what, this thing is wild. It's crazy. I have no idea who's going to win. I don't know if it's going to be a truck. I don't know if it's going to be a Cadillac. I'm not sure who's going to be left here on lap number 40 or in overtime here tonight. It's truly anyone's race to win, and that's what we've enjoyed about these Sunday Fundays. We had a smash to pass race last Sunday, and that was a fun one as well. 100 laps enduro, and no yellows in that one. And now here tonight, we saw a crazy end of that one as well. We had a leader for most of the race get taken out late by a smash to pass that opened up the door, and Kenny and Josh McCullough swept the top two spots of the field. So they're coming off victories last week in their respective divisions. Usually this field is split into two different groups as it was last week. Josh McCullough took over the overall win last week, so pretty cool there as well. Hopefully, you know, Baker, we can get some more people here and start filling these fields. Be also cool if we, you know, could pay out the overall winner as well. A little bit bonus, you know, we just got to get more people to fill these fields. But if you're out there watching and you're still kind of on the fence, man, I'll tell you what, these guys having fun here each and every Sunday night, and you saw it tonight with this field size. Matthew Baker doing double duty here tonight, race control as well. So if he's not there when we try to get him, he'll be back, I am sure, as we line up for another restart here tonight. 8 laps in, we'll take the green again at lap number 9 as we hone in on a quarter of the race here. As up front and on the restart, Brian Hennings in the legacy truck on the bottom, and Brock Westerman, the Cadillac CTS-V, on top. A few more trucks in tonight's field, but my eyes have been glued to the Cadillacs here tonight. It's been a fun one so far, and we still got plenty of laps to go here, so buckle up those seatbelts and come along for the ride. It's going to be a good one.
I think Brock Westmoreland, sorry to cut you off, but I think Brock Westmoreland's in a really good spot. No real caddies around him. The caddies are stuck on the bottom, basically all of them. So he's going to be able to drive away for a little bit here on this restart. I know Henning is going to have the jump, but you're going to see that caddy take off and fly and see how much separation he can get away from this field. But they're inevitably going to catch back up, but it's going to keep him away from the chaos, and that's the most important part.
Yeah, it truly is. And man, I'm still catching my breath from the first run here of the night. And now I'll tell you what, Baker, things get interesting because I believe a lot of trucks and cars had to take a fast repair here. And usually, obviously, in PGR, no fast repairs, but with this different types of racing, obviously, we're going to have some fast repairs occasionally here on Sunday nights, and this is one of them. So obviously, a lot of cars had to use it there and trucks. So we'll see now how much more patient they become as we go back green here with Hennings and Westmoreland taking the green flag. And right behind him, Carson Freeman, John Ellis Jr. And you were right, Baker. There goes Brock Westmoreland, shot out of a cannon. But here, a couple Cadillacs get to the high side early. It's the Taco Bell car, the number 7 here. Danny Barnes all the way around, Baker. He's going to actually slingshot around Westmoreland into the lead.
All the way to the front. Big move from him. And you see Palmater, one of the newer guys coming out here. He's going to take the outside lane on Brock Westmoreland. But going to give a heads up to the field here. If you're a caddy on the outside and there's a truck starting on the inside and he has control, you can pass him before the start-finish line. As long as you go after them, that's going to be fine because I'm going to let these guys know right now.
So rules obviously are adapting to the times here on Sunday Funday, as they should. The uncharted territory for PGR eSports this series. And it's so exciting at the moment. Westmoreland now back to the lead. 3 Cadillacs here in the front. Hennings and Ellis look to try to get around them, but right now they're holding off the other legacy trucks.
Oh! My goodness, Brian Hennings, can he save it? Oh my goodness, he does! Oh my God, what a save!
Yeah, a really good save there by Hennings. You see a little bit front right damage for him, but nonetheless a wicked save. And yeah, Hennings is treading a little water here. We got a couple Cadillacs here, or a Cadillac and a bunch of trucks catching him right now. We'll see what he's got in the number 74, but man, a ride it could have been there for Hennings, but he keeps it afloat here.
Kilometers just been a magnet to the Rex right now. The truck gonna get all the way back by a side. Oh, that side drive was absolutely insane by Chris Carter to John Ellis Jr. It pulled that bottom lane all the way back, and Danny Barnes was driving away from the field here on the bottom side as the lead caddy.
Yeah, the Taco Bell, I'll tell you what, he's going to drive up and over the border. He's going pretty fast right now as he leads down the backstretch. He's got Nash Brambilla, though, closing in on the back bumper of Carter. He's just going to have to go around if he wants to make a move and try to get to Danny Barnes. Here comes Fondell, a strong run, a win for his heat as well in heat number 1, the Legacy Truck 59. He's making some moves, and there goes Brambilla. I knew it wasn't going to take long. He makes him 3 wide here in the tri-oval. And we got a big wreck. Ooh, Tucker McClendon involved. So is Josh McCullough. And the second caution flag is out. Tucker McClendon. Hard, another vicious hit for him. Josh McCullough involved in this one as well. And I'll tell you what, it looks like James Waring took the most damage there. Kenny McCullough as well. But man, Waring, look at the front end. I mean, his right wheel is completely sideways. Not even sure how he's driving this thing to, or going to be able to drive this thing to pit lane, but right now he's able to. You see the rubber just coming off the wheel here, entire here. And so, that'll be better for him if he does still have a faster pair. He'll have to take it, as will Kenny McCullough Jr. He looks pretty damaged as well, as the second caution flag of tonight's race is out. And both McCulloughs involved in this one. So last week's winners, Kenny and Josh, are going to have to come to pit lane here.
Oh, that's the point of it, right? Just come out here and just have fun and give some other people a chance to win here as they get the base car by. You know, names like Palmer, Bondi, hopefully, you know, he got his heat class win. D3 he's accustomed to victory lane. Brock isn't too accustomed, hasn't been for the past couple. Danny Barnes, he pushed him in MMS, but Nash from Bill looking for a big win. John Ellis Jr. is accompanied to victory lane, but some bigger names here all the way towards the back, having to fight towards the front here.
Well, we'll see a host of trucks and cars come back down pit lane here. And there'll be some damage getting fixed, possibly a few faster pairs as well. As you see Josh McCullough entered, Tucker McClendon does as well. As we are under caution here for the second time tonight here in the feature race. As Josh McCullough gets to his pit stall, and we'll see if we can get an interview with one of these drivers here momentarily and try to see what they're feeling and what they're thinking here tonight, because this is definitely interesting here. And looks like Nash Brambilla is up in the front of the pack, so we'll bring him down here. Nash Brambilla driving the Cadillac CTS-V tonight. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, boss man?
You tell me, man. This is a first of its kind for PGR eSports, but I'll tell you what, everything I'm watching, this is exciting. And these Cadillacs are fast. Obviously, a little bit less people in your group out there, in your class out there on the track, but right now, man, I'll tell you what, between your heat and this feature, you're one of the fastest Cadillacs on the track, as is Danny Barnes, I believe 1 position ahead of you right now. What's it like tonight to drive those cars around these legacy trucks?
Man, it's a absolute blast right now. Like, we obviously have the advantage going straight, and then we bottom out in the corners, and then the trucks have a little bit of advantage there. But overall, it's just a blast. Like you know, there's passing everywhere. I mean, honestly, we have 4 mirrors in this thing. We got a right side mirror. We got a rear view mirror and the camera mirror. So you can push in these things. It's only the exit. The exit is the biggest issue, and you will see people be turned in the exit. But as long as you don't push in the exit, you will be fine pushing in these cars. So on either car. So it's a fun time.
Yeah, it looks like a fun time here tonight. And we'll step aside for the racing side really quick. I'll tell you what, I'll congratulate you on a 3rd place finish in the PGR Fantasy Football. And I kind of gave up Dash after last week. That was a heartbreaker for me. And looking back on the scores from the championship, I would have won it too, because Ethan Eckert is steamrolling. I believe that's Mata over there. And he only scored 102 points. I only scored 106. But man, I'm going to go from winning 500 to absolutely nothing, man. That was a heartbreak for me last week. And I'm still feeling it here a week later, bud.
Yeah, you just gotta get a little better at fantasy football. You know, like you're always there. You believe in the Browns, you believe in Shakur, and he lets you down. You know? But no, it's fun. We have a good fantasy team going on, and it was me and you, and hard-fought match.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey, why don't you go get that victory here tonight and cash in some more, and hopefully we'll be talking to you here later in Victory Lane.
Yes, sir. We'll do a good broadcast.
Nash Brambilla providing some awesome insight here, as he will lead us back to green with Danny Barnes here, both Cadillacs up front. As you see a couple trucks behind him, that's going to be Christopher Carter, John Ellis. And we'll go back to Daniel Eberhardt. He's driving one of those Cadillacs, as is Westmoreland. Rondell into the top 10 as well right now in 7th. Paul Meter in 8th. Carson Freeman in the 9th. And Ethan Eckert still here in your top 10. And warming up the tires there in the Cadillac Nash Brambilla. And I'm looking forward, Baker, to going back green.
Looking forward to go back and watching this football game too. Right now, we're talking about different sports. I wrapped up my fantasy championship week with Christian McCaffrey, who's put up 28 points for me tonight and steamrolling the championship. So unfortunate for you, but fortunate for me. I'm taking on 550 in my league.
Well, that Christian McCaffrey, the guy that took me out by 0.44 points, man. Oh God, I'm still heartbroken. Now I'm more heartbroken, knowing I actually would have won the championship this week with a mediocre performance at best. So it is what it is. You lose some, you win some, and we move on. But right now we move on to the green flag. 14 laps in the books. We're going to take on lap number 15 here when we go back green. Sunday Funday multi-class. It's been action-packed in the heats. It's been action-packed in the feature. And now Danny Barnes will lead us to green with Nash Brambilla as the green flag back in there at Talladega.
See that big jump on the bottom side. Nash Brambilla didn't get a great start there. It just shows you that this car is all about shifting optimal gear, the gears. At about 7,100 RPM is where you want to shift, and it gives you a good launch. You see that good launch there for Danny Barnes. Now teammates going to be lined up upside, and Palmer lined up outside. John Ellis Jr. going to get a push on the inside from Danny Eberhardt. Squirrely there out of the corner to push a truck with that caddy, and it's really stalling out the speed. Eberhardt going to lose everything here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Cadillacs up to the front here.
These Cadillacs, they are flying, 6 of them, as Baker alluded to, and they all chase this man, Danny Barnes, at the moment. But they're coming full force here. All the Cadillacs lined up. Danny Barnes is under siege. Not sure he's going to be able to block it. Here goes Brambilla to his back bumper. He doesn't look high. Here comes the truck, though. It's Sean Ellis Jr. He's mixing it up here with these Cadillacs, and he's all the way going to the front.
And now the Cadillac going to be pushing Ellis there on the top side. Just not an even push that you can get from Caddy to the truck, but he's surging forward a lot more than I thought he was going to do, because as Nash Brambilla talked about, the bottoming out that happens in this car, it happens a lot in the corners from the caddies. You're able to see the group really split up. We got 2 separate packs right now racing all over the racetrack.
Eberhardt to the 3rd lane. Now a 3rd lane has open. Ethan Eckert's going to join the free cat. Ooh, wow, great save by Eberhardt as Chris Carter nearly puts him into the wall and into this pack. But he is able to save it. He keeps going straight. 3 wide through the tri-oval. Daniel Everhart down to the middle lane. Ethan Eckert stays up top with Chris Carter. We have a pack a little bit farther back. And that's going to go all the way back here to Tucker McLennan. This line of cars, I would assume, out of Fast Repairs, Baker. They're just kind of hanging out right now and trying to click off some laps here.
Yeah, and we're paying out a third of the field to each class. So, you know, everyone's just trying to mind their P's and Q's and stay safe. I think it's a third of the field to each class. So it's a good amount. 5 to the trucks and 4 to the caddies. And the caddies are 9 cars, so oh man, wrecking out towards the
caution flag out. We didn't see it on the racetrack here, but we'll find it here in a minute as the caution is waving. Third caution flag here of the night with 24 laps to go as these drivers take the yellow flag here. As Daniel Eberhardt, new sheriff and new leader in town. Brock Westermelin here in second. The pace truck will pick them up. Looks like Jackson Buys went off the track. So let's go find Jackson Buys here in the... Yep, here's the wreck's going to be back here. And Josh McCullough, I believe he did not get his fast repair last time. Not sure if he has one left. Hopefully he does because he's going to be involved in this one as well. And there's those Jackson Buys in the Cadillac right to the bumper. And pushed him kind of square, but you see it's already has an indent there, Josh McCullough. So McCullough spins, hits the grass here, and then Buys is turned by the 10 of Caden Diedrich. As Diedrich goes up the racetrack, here's the 23 truck, as he's going to get into, I believe, Buys, so that's going to be a problem for him. That's Casey Sprinkle there. And Randy Sample. So that'll bring out our third yellow here of tonight's race. We'll pick D3 up here live with 23 laps to go now. Approaching that halfway point, we'll probably go green at the halfway point when we get this one racked back up. Cars and trucks free to pit if they'd like. Damage, I'm sure for some of these guys, going to come down pit lane as well. Josh McCullough probably will be busy on pit lane again to try to fix up that truck, and we'll see him come down pit lane here. And he'll come down with Caden Diedrich, Casey Sprinkle, and Jackson Buys. And they are going to start working on these Cadillacs and legacy trucks here as Buys gets in his stall as well. Well, we are almost halfway. We'll take a halfway race break. And we'll be right back here live on PGR eSports at Talladega. It's Sunday Funday. Back here live on PGR eSports, the pace truck going to head off onto pit lane. Third caution coming to an end here, and we will have 20 laps to go, and we take the green flag halfway home in the multi-class race here for Sunday Funday. To the restart zone we go. It's Daniel Eberhardt, Brock Westmoreland in the green, and they are going after it here to the line. Daniel Eberhardt with the great jump. Westmoreland knows outside. They're going to bring Danny Barnes into this one as well. So 4, I count that 5 now. Cadillac CTS-Vs here in the front of this pack. And we might be adding a 6th one as well. Legacy trucks right now all the way. You got to go all the way back here to John Ellis. Overall 7th position at the moment. He's under siege again by another car that is able to pass him as well. So James Waring around Ellis. Ellis now in 8th, and Manbaker, really, these Cadillacs going quick.
Oh my gosh, they're mixing it up front. The Cadillacs are 3 wide up front. Sorry to cut you off. They went 3 wide out of 4. Danny Eberhardt gets put in the sucker hole. They're 2 by 2 here, exiting turn 4. It's going to allow the trucks to suck right back up to it, and they're tandem driving. It's a lot of fun to watch this right now. Here comes another caddy with the help of John Ellis Jr. The truck leading that charge on the bottom side. James Waring into the picture, make it 7 caddies looking for it.
This looks like shades of Talladega when Jimmy Johnson, he saves it. When Jimmy Johnson, I believe, pushed by Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the win, where we came to the line in tandem drafts. I mean, this is what this looks like with these Cadillac CTS-Vs as they go down the backstretch. This is phenomenal racing. Christopher Carter, though, he's got his truck here as well as John Ellis, mixing it up. He blocks Waring. What a race it is up front.
And now the trucks are going, oh, no!
Caution will fly as Waring in this one. Chris Carter definitely aided in it. Brock Westmoreland, trouble for him as well. And as soon as you mix those trucks up there with these Cadillacs, well, we saw an issue. But this, I don't think I've ever seen more exciting racing on this network since it was founded, because this is just crazy, and it's far from over. 18 laps to go. We'll bring you back to this yellow flag to figure out just what happened here. Christopher Carter getting really aggressive here in the center, and we'll get in a chopper cam right here, slow this one down, and watch the 26 Christopher Carter. He comes to the bottom. Ooh, it looks like Ellis is going to go up a little bit, and as is Carter. They're going to get into Westmoreland. Looks like Bill is able to, wow, great job by Nash to get on the brakes there. I believe he's going to miss the entire thing. But one man who's not, and that's going to be James Waring. Watch this in real time. Keep an eye on the 13. That's James Waring there in the back here. And he just cannot avoid this one. Gets into Brock Westmoreland. Westmoreland Waring get the most damage. That brings out a caution flag. Ooh, a truck is going to actually come up here and hit into Waring. Man, Brock's coming back up on the track. Ooh, I believe that's Freeman. No one hits Westmoreland, thankfully. And a 4th caution flag out. As we go back live here, Daniel Eberhardt still has the lead. Remember, he won heat number 1. Westmoreland won heat number 2. So Cadillacs in both heats went to victory lane. Mark Von Dell won in the trucks in heat number 1. I believe, I don't remember correctly who won heat number 2 in the truck. What a wild and chaotic race so far, but still anyone's to win. Matthew Patton has now brought his Cadillac up here to the front in 2nd. Ellis to 3rd in his truck. Danny Barnes, Christopher Carter here still in the top 5, I believe. At least on the scoring and timing. We'll get official restart position here when we go back green. Kenny Reel join the chat. And we'll bring down a driver driving a legacy truck here tonight. We brought down a Cadillac CTS-V driver, and now we'll bring down Brian Hennings in the number 74. You have a copy.
What's going on, sir?
Well, you tell us. We talked to Nash Brambilla, and he is driving one of the Cadillacs here tonight. He's having a lot of fun. You tell us, are you having fun? These things, obviously, these legacy trucks slower than the Cadillacs right now. What are you doing out there tonight in this draft? I mean, it looks like sometimes you're with trucks, sometimes you have to use Cadillacs to try to get to the front. How chaotic is it there on the racetrack?
It gets more crazy in the turns just because the caddies are slower, just because they drag in the turns. So you don't necessarily want to be behind them in the turn, but you can follow them on the straight and get a little extra draft. Yeah, it's fun. I've run this kind of race before, so it's always a fun combination. It's good stuff.
Well, right now it looks like you find yourself here just outside the top 10, and we're just under halfway, about 16 laps to go. Probably gonna have about 14 laps to go when we go back green here tonight. But what's it gonna take here tonight to get to victory lane? What is obviously tonight you're really racing just the legacy trucks. So is that your goal right now, is to kind of just figure out beating the trucks, or you still have to kind of think about these Cadillacs in order to assist you to that victory here tonight?
I'm just going to take the runs where they present themselves. Hopefully I'll be within the top 5 of the trucks. That's all I'm really going for. If I can help Nash and Brock at the same time, I will. But yeah, just see where it ends up.
Well, you heard it there. It's Brian Hennings out of California tonight, trying to get the job done. We appreciate you joining us here. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, sir.
And that was a Brian Hennings. Some good insight there from a driver in one of these legacy trucks here tonight.
Two caddies that have been up front the whole time are now in the back, as Brock Westerland and Nash Brambilla. See if they're able to work their way to the front, see how they do. They've been very good today. Danny Barnes has been very good today. Daniel Eberhardt. Those are the 4 that I'm looking at to maybe win this caddy class. I don't know who's going to win this truck class. I think it's whoever just gets the best start and gets sucked up to the draft.
Yeah, that's going to be a wild one. I have no idea what to expect. I'm not even going to try to predict it. At this time, I believe anyone in this field who still has a pretty decently clean race car and or race truck can get the job done. Far from over, but we're going to eventually get to that finish line. It'll be 15 laps to go here when we take the green flag. Pace truck will dive on off. We've had 4 yellows tonight, but we've had exciting racing from the very drop of the green flag.
Goes down Daniel Eberhardt. And lead the field to green with Matthew Patton on the outside. That's 3 Cadillacs lined up top. Eberhardt going to get a big jump here on the bottom side. Leave John Ellis Jr. in the dust. The caddies on the top get a great jump as well. Matthew Patton, Danny Barnes going to all pull down. That's 3 Cadillacs. Make it 4 Cadillacs lined up on the bottom. That's going to pull a huge draft of the trucks whenever they decide to take it.
Yeah, these Cadillacs shooting out of a cannon once again. John Ellis, though, right now trying to hold off Chris Carter. Carter's ran a really good race here tonight. Ethan Eckert now into the picture. We have 1 car slamming out back, and that's going to be Brock Westman. Man, you hate to see it. He was a winner in the heat tonight. He's going to slam off the outside wall. He is slow down the backstretch, so he will have to try to figure that one out. Definitely some damage there for him, as now we go back up front here. And it is Matthew Patton now all the way up to 2nd. And we got to wreck a little bit farther back. Cody Neagles, he's going to take a dive. Tucker McClendon completely destroyed. And that'll end the double zeros night. And we have a couple in, Nash Brambilla as well in the infield. A ton of damage. He's going to go right to pit lane. And another big one out, as these Cadillacs and trucks right now not playing nice on the racetrack. 5th caution flag out, 14 to go here. Nash Brambilla bringing his Cadillac down to his pit stop, and he has heavy damage. I'm not sure if he has a fast repair left. If he does, he's going to have to use it. But a vicious wreck here for Brambilla.
Looks like truck-on-truck violence.
We'll go back here to the replay as Eberhardt still leads it. It's going to come back here behind the leaders. It's going to come between the legacy trucks. And we'll go here and find Cody Neagles. That'll give us a really good vantage point of this one. We'll slow it down. Keep an eye on the 6. You have Brambilla in front of him in the Cadillac. Here comes Brian Hennings in the 74. Tucker, oh yeah, there he is. The 00 is going to turn the 11 up the racetrack as he gets in, I believe, into the 10. That's Caden Diedrich. And here comes the stack up. Cody Neagles goes to the infield there as Tucker McClendon's going to smash the outside fence. They're stacking up all here on the bottom, Randy. Sample involved. Wow, what a wreck here. Mark Von Della's complete front end is ripped to shreds. And a big one here. Look at the infield grass. It's completely torn up here. Richard Elliott also involved. And we'll go back and find this with Tucker McClendon again. Get on a far chase here because this is where it is going to start. And it's just hard to push a truck with that much damage. It's just, you're not going to line up the bumper to the nose as well, or the nose to the bumper as well. And that gets the 11 all out of sorts. And that's what ends up starting this wreck here. And watch this hit by the 00, right head on into the wall. A nasty hit here. And sends him down the racetrack into Vondel. The 88's going to have some damage as well. That's Steven Scott Jr. as the Hooters truck. Silverado's going to come down into the infield as well. You see that front splitter just staying above the grass there. Luckily for him, we've seen some racetracks go to some synthetic artificial turf to prevent damage from these race cars and race trucks. And 88's going to get a penalty as well for accidentally going down pit lane. So big one strikes again here. As we go back live, it's Daniel Eberhardt leading the field, leading Matthew Patton, Danny Barnes, Elijah Palmeter, your top 4, all Cadillacs. Go back to 5th place, legacy truck John Else, who's having a great run here tonight.
I think basically everyone used their fast repair right there. There's not many left that haven't had an incident. The only one that I'm showing with no incidents, by the way, we are giving money up to the car with the least amount of incident points, and that is none other than your leader, Daniel Eberhardt. And he is the only one besides me who is not on the track with a 0X.
Yeah, just a wild night of racing, and man, we're still gonna have 11 laps to go in this one, and possibly an overtime here tonight. And still, I have no idea. I guess the favorite right now is the 90 Eberhardt. He won a heat, and he's been really steady and fast. He said no incident points so far for him, but we know that can change in a heartbeat. However, Eberhardt still right now leading, and we got some more in the chat. Somebody said this looks stupid but fun, and well, it's Sunday Funday, and these drivers coming out to have fun. But it's been, I'll tell you what, it looks a little wild, but the racing has been amazing. We've seen these Cadillacs 2x2x2, 3 wide coming to the line. We've seen Cadillacs getting pushed by trucks, trucks pushing Cadillacs. We've seen it all here tonight between the heats and this feature, and we're going to see a lot more here in the final 11 laps of this one.
You got 4 caddies up front here, and then 2 trucks behind them, so you're going to see that big break happen again. Jackson Bice going to be on the bottom track behind a truck, with trucks all around him, not really many caddies in the area. But you see Nash Brambilla, he's still in it. You got Brock still in it. He used his fast repair. We're going to look to try and get back to the front. King Dietrich going to look to try and get back to the front. So watch for those guys trying to make a move to the outside and try and get up there as fast as they can.
Well, the stage is set for the final 10 laps of this race. That is for sure. So stick with us here. It's been one heck of a night, and we are going to crown our first ever multi-car champion here tonight. There'll be two of them. One in the Legacy Trucks, one in the Cadillac. And right now, Eberhardt will bring us to green. Matthew Patton is outside. Danny Barnes, Paul Meter, and Ellis, your top five. And to the restart zone again. Fifth caution is over. Green flag is being waved, and we are back green here as Eberhardt gets a great jump on Danny Barnes and Matthew Patton, but Matthew Patton fights back on the outside.
Before it could even start, front and back, a lot of fun seeing the trucks get up to speed, normal, and then you watch the caddies just absolutely pull away. Now 5, Jackson Bye is going to try and attach himself to that group there with the caddies and try and get away from any competition, that being the trucks, and Dylan Jones pushing Christopher Carter, who's run a very clean, solid race. Casey Sprinkle as well. You see the caddies trying to navigate the traffic. That's Nash Brambilla making some moves. King Dietrich really nowhere to go towards the back. Brock Westmoreland trying to do the outside move here to get around, but not going to happen here. But they're going to catch the traffic. These caddies here pretty soon. As soon as they start bottoming out here in the turns, you see the truck start to track them back down, which means if we get a green-white checkered, I think this finish is going to be absolutely crazy.
Brock Westerman on the outside. He's got Kenny McCullough Jr. looking to go with him. He knows Brock's fast, and he's going to push him here in the turn. See if it works out for Kenny McCullough Jr. Mark Vondel gets a new truck. He's out of fast repairs, but he's back into the action here. Eberhardt up front still leads the whole pack. They're all in the picture here. Danny Barnes going to attack here on the bottom of the racetrack. They all screen pie down the backstretch.
The trucks on the outside, just Chris Carter for now. Oh, big block to the inside. Ethan Eckert gets shoved to the bottom from Casey Sprinkle. Chris Carter doing a great job on the outside. He's going to get help from Kenny McCullough on the outside lane. 3x3. Oh, man, it's huge.
A massive wreck. Jackson buys in this one. And unbelievable. Brian Hennings as well. Cody Niegels off the track. Ethan Eckert, I believe. He looks clean. But a big one here. Ooh, Christopher Carter, heavy front damage. 6th caution of the night. And we'll have some trucks and cars out of this one, that is for sure. As you see Waring coming around, and well, unless he has a fast repair, his night will end. Just a crazy wreck. I'm sorry, that's Christopher Carter.
You watch Jackson Bice. He's trying to get back to the pit lane backwards with his right front off.
Well, we're honed in on him at the moment, and we're going to stick with that right there. That's not something you're going to see every day here on the PGR eSports Network. Backwards is the Barbie car, the number 33 Hot Wheel machine. Backwards, no right front, practically sideways dragging on the racetrack. Sparks flying out front. He's going to try to find his way to the pit lane. And this is something right here. Keep your eye. Oh, he's going to 360 here, hit the wall. And he's going to wreck himself again. And Jackson buys. Not sure how he's going to maneuver this one back to pit lane. I don't think he can turn it. But he's for sure putting on a show here for the fans and everyone watching at home. Jackson buys. He'll not go down without a fight. That is for sure. As we go back here to the yellow flag. And lots to unpack here. It's going to happen right here in the middle. And amongst a lot of your leaders here, see Jackson buys. He had the most damage there in the middle. He's third down. Oh, there it is. Brian Hennings turns the 26. Christopher Carter down in the 11 into buys. And what a hard hit. That 11's Dylan Jones. Hennings, Jones, buys, Carter. Ethan Eckert has to go through the infield grass, as does Cody Niegels. Here you go, see the 88. That's Tucker McClendon in the 00. Steven Scott Jr. trying to hang on. I mean, what a wild ride. You see Josh McCullough. He's been through all of it here tonight. As you see Scott out of Somerville, South Carolina. And Hooterstruck trying to still stay in it. He still has a shot if he can keep it clean. We go back up front and live. There's Jackson by still rolling around town here. And up front, it's Danny Barnes and Daniel Eberhardt. It'll be the last race break we have of tonight's race. And we'll come back and take you all the way to the checkered flag here at Talladega. Back here live. It's going to be 6 laps to go. And who's going to take it home tonight? It is anyone's game still. Is it going to be a Cadillac? It's going to be a legacy truck. We're going to have 2 winners who will win overall. The Cadillacs have been fastest here tonight. Daniel Eberhardt, Danny Barnes has been the class. Can they get the job done? John Ellis as well. He's up here starting third. Green flag back out. 6 laps to go. And it is on for the top prize here tonight.
And Matthew Patton. See Danny Barnes going to be tucked in line. You got 5 again tucked in line. Let's see how the draft works out this time for them. It worked out well until we got to the tri-oval on that second lap, as we're going to approach 5 to go here.
Got 5 laps to go when we come back around. Here comes the 6 on the top. That's Elijah Palmeter, and back in the picture is Brock Westmoreland. He won a heat. He's now going to tuck up here on the bottom. He goes back to the top. We have 2 trucks in tow. That is Ellis. That is Casey Sprinkle, who's come alive. They're going to go to the 3rd lane. 3 wide at the line. It's the Cadillacs on the bottom, in the middle, and the trucks at the top.
The truck wins this race. Cadillacs have to be put to shame. John Ellis Jr. doing a good job blocking the only truck that's really in his competition right now. Another one coming back in. The picture is going to make it a big truck race now. But the bottom side really surging here for the Caddies. The top side surging for the trucks. The middle lane really not the place to be. But as I say that, trying to get back to back bumper. And all out of sorts here. 3x3 entering turn 3.
3x3 entering 3. They stay that way in the middle of the turn. Here comes Everhart here on the bottom. As these guys right now, it's sweaty palms time. Off turn 4 into the trial. Oh my God, Baker, this is an incredible sight. 3 trucks on the top. Now Ethan Eckert gets back into this one. You have a truck there now, 3rd in line on the bottom. That's Kenny McCullough Jr. He said, screw it, I'm going with the Cadillacs, but we have a wreck out back. It's Cody Neagles, Josh McCullough. And they're still wrecking a little bit up here. I think Daniel Eberhard has some trouble. Nash Brambilla now around. We've had a little bit of a wreck after a wreck. As Brambilla up in smoke. As Nash Brambilla out of this one now. He's rolling a little bit. We'll see. But caution out. With 4 to go, will most likely set us off into NASCAR overtime. 7th caution flag of the night, but that'll be the last one. As we'll have a green-white checkered for all the marbles here tonight. Nash Brambilla bringing it down to pit lane. As trouble strikes for him, but back up front, Daniel Eberhard. I wonder if he has some damage. Looks like we had some wrecking after the wreck there. We'll go back here to that yellow flag. I believe it starts with Josh McCullough and Cody Neagles. Yeah, Cody Neagles, you see spun right here. And keep an eye on this one. Here's Cody Neagles. In the middle. Excuse me, sorry, on the bottom. Yeah, there's the 11. It looked like maybe a little net code. Not sure. We'd have to look at it again. But Dylan Jones, Josh McCullough come together. That sends Cody down the racetrack. Josh McCullough goes up the track. He's actually going to bounce off the outside wall, come back down, spinning, caution, then flies. For some reason, I believe something also is going to happen up front. Yes, it is. It looks like somebody's all over the back bumper. I believe that is Palmeter on Daniel Eberhard. He turns him at the front of the field. That gets into Matt Patton, who then nowhere to go. That's Danny Barnes. So, yeah, I mean, look at all this. And then watch Nash Brambilla. He's going to get the worst of it. Kenny McCullough Jr. is going to get up into Nash Brambilla. And they hit. Brambilla goes to the outside fence. That's why he's smoking. So it was one wreck behind and then another wreck as they come close to the exit of the turn. So a lot of work here for race control. That was another big one here that'll send us to overtime. And you see Josh McCullough wrecking there, but watch this wreck one more time in real time. Nash Brambilla takes the grunt of it. And look at Steven Scott. Wait, let's watch that one again. Let's go to his cockpit. He was flying on through to avoid this one. This is Steven. Oh, he had to avoid Josh McCullough. Comes back on the track, and then they're all wrecking ahead of him. He's on the brakes. He's going up. They're wrecking again. Nash Brambilla comes down. He has to go all the way down to the inside wall. What a drive by Steven Scott Jr. out of Somerville, South Carolina. He's having fun on a Sunday Funday and a great drive through that wreck. 2 wrecks albeit for Steven Scott Jr. What a heck of a drive as he continues along. Unbelievable skills from him. And we'll go back live here. Eberhardt's still your leader. He definitely does have a little bit of damage to this number 90.
I think it's gonna really hurt it too.
I mean, it's wild. We saw the wreck and the caution, but then they wrecked again, or the leaders then wrecked. I mean, there was 2 incidents there. What'd you see out there on the racetrack?
Yeah, Josh McCullough comes across the nose there, wrecks himself. But then up front, Palmer, he kind of gets Eberhardt loose and then turns him down the track.
Well, we'll settle it here in overtime tonight. We cross the line here. We'll put us in that overtime. It'll be a green-white checker for the victory tonight. We'll give a top spot here to the Cadillac drivers as well as the Legacy truck drivers. And we'll see who can get the overall done. Most likely will be a Cadillac, but the way they're racing right now, I tell you what, it'll be anyone's to win here tonight. And the pace truck lights out. And we get the signal, I do believe, Baker, for a green-white checker overtime finish.
Well, we're gonna enter our one and only green-white checker. We are gonna run it out. You've got caddies up front, so you know how the start's gonna go. Eberhardt's gonna take the top side here and try and roll and maybe get Ellis clear. But it's gonna be absolutely wild here to this finish of this race.
Yes, it is. And if you stuck around this long, I know 7 yellows here tonight, but nonetheless, excellent, exciting racing from the very start. Heat races won by Eberhardt and Westmoreland in the Cadillac cars tonight. And we'll see right now. Jackson Bye's still out there. He's just still running it around the racetrack on the bottom. He's completely and utterly destroyed. But Eberhardt will lead us to the green. Danny Barnes will be to the bottom. Got John Ellis. He's the first truck. He is going to start, I believe, yep, right there. Second in line on the top lane. Brock Westmoreland now back up front. He's had to overcome some adversity in this one. As Casey Sprinkle, Kenny McCullough Jr. second and third amongst the trucks right now. Ethan Eckert in fourth amongst the trucks. And Carson Freeman hanging around with Dylan Jones. You also have Caden Dietrich still trying to make his way to the front. He's one of the best drivers in this field overall on different cars and combinations is Caden Dietrich. We'll see if he can get it done. But man, here we go. Off turn 4. We're going to take the green. We're going to take the white and the checkered flag. All right here to decide this one. As the pace truck heads to pit lane, it'll be the final time tonight. As we get to the restart zone, Eberhardt Barnes are going to settle the score here. With 2 laps to go at Talladega on a Sunday night. It's the Sunday Funday, and we're off and racing to the checkered flag.
Start from Eberhardt up to top. He's going to maintain the top position. Ellis going to pull down a line. Casey Sprinkle. That's the battle for the trucks. The battle for the caddies is now 3 cars, about to make it 4 cars. And they're wrecking out towards the back. Palmer absolutely destroyed. All the way towards the back. There's not going to be a caution that comes out for them.
And up front, we have a new player. It's Caden Dietrich. I just mentioned him. He's got the experience in different cars, and here he comes to the lead. It is Daniel Eberhardt the second. Danny Barnes fighting for third on the bottom. Brock Westmoreland, a Lone Ranger on the top. They're going to wreck Westmoreland to the wall, as is Danny Barnes. Caden Dietrich is going to take the white flag. 3 cars. It looks like 3 trucks and 3 cars here in the front.
Yeah, 3 trucks, 3 cars, and there's a line of trucks hungry, waiting in the wings. They're taking a big push right now. Ethan Eckert giving a big shot to Brian Hennings. You see Patton lined up on the bottom, Dietrich up top for the caddies. Doing a great job by John Ellis with big push. He's leading right now, but now it's going to give the advantage to the bottom. 2 caddies going to come down. Here comes Casey Sprinkle. He's going to go look 3 wide on John Ellis Jr. Can't get there. Oh, big push down to the inside. Ellis all out of shape. Going to get pushed from Ethan. Who's going to go for the win? Is Patton going to go for the win, or is Dietrich going to pull it out of the hat here? What's Patton going to do here? He stays in line. Truck's going to come up top. Big push from Dylan Jones. John Ellis Jr. looking for the win, staying on the bottom. Pat pulls to the outside. Who's going to get the win here? Can he get it? He can. Hayden Dietrich gets the win.
Caden Diedrich on a Sunday night and a Sunday Funday. The 10 goes to Victory Lane and the overall victory here tonight in the Cadillac CTS-V. And just edges out Matthew Patton, who will place in the second position tonight in the Cadillac. And Dylan Jones will take the victory over John Ellis and Casey Sprinkle as he finishes third overall, but first overall in the Legacy Trucks tonight. So Caden Diedrich, Dylan Jones to Victory Lane respectively. Ellis finishes in fourth, Casey Sprinkle in fifth, both driving trucks, as with the Ethan Eckert. So a really Baker, I'll tell you what, these trucks came to life at the end, that is for sure.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. A great clean finish there.
As you see Dietrich now celebrating and burning them down here at Talladega. Winner of the Cadillac class tonight. And that man had a lot of fun, you can tell. And what a night it was. A lot to unpack here. We'll get a couple of these drivers up here in their interview room here momentarily. As Caden Diedrich burns them down. He's having a great time out there in that Cadillac, as he should. What a race tonight. What an event. 7 yellows, but exciting racing, non-stop action. And that's what you come to see now on Sunday nights here for the Sunday Funday series. Well, we got a guy. We'll bring up Matt Patton, who finishes in the second position here tonight in the number 3. Matt Patton, you got a copy.
Yes, sir, Michael. How you doing?
Oh, man, wow. That was a wild, crazy event here tonight. 2-class field. You fall just short of winning it, but second overall in the race, second overall in your class. Tell us how much fun you had here tonight in the Cadillac.
Yeah, it was a crazy race. The differences between the two, but having the same pretty much top speed. But it was fun, really fun race. I want to do that again sometime.
Well, absolutely. We see you here watching the replay in the trial. You had a truck to your outside, and it just didn't look like you had anything there or anything you could do differently. I'm not sure if you could have gone to block. It looks like you tried to pull out here. You made the move. Was it a little too late, or do you think it was perfectly timed and just couldn't get there to edge out Caden Diedrich?
Yeah, as soon as I got clear, I jumped up, but it just wasn't. Well, it was just too late. I might have been clear earlier. I don't know, but did my best, but it came up just short.
Well, short but sweet here tonight as you find yourself on the podium in the second position. And Matt, before you go and celebrate, anyone you want to thank or shout out here tonight?
Them Dega pros, man, they keep me going.
Well, you heard it there. Matt Patton having some fun on a Sunday night. We'll bring up the third place finisher overall, but the first place finisher in the Legacy Trucks, it's Dylan Jones in the 11. You have a copy?
I sure do.
Well, I think it's the second time this past week we've been up here in the booth with you, and here you are again, another payday, but a first place finish in your class here tonight. Man, tell us about this race, a different race than we've ever had here in PGR eSports. You guys had to contend with the Cadillac that was technically faster for the most part, a little bit slower in the turns, but what a hectic, crazy, wild race tonight.
Yeah, honestly, that was it was way different than I thought it was going to play out, and way more fun actually. It was interesting with the caddies to just take off and leave everyone, but then the trucks had so much more top end speed. If we had less cautions, it was definitely been a even more amazing race.
Yeah, I was going to ask there, obviously the goal was to win your respective series here in the Legacy Trucks, and you did just that, edging out John Ellis and Casey Sprinkle. But was there any urge to cross the finish line first overall, even over the Cadillacs, or were you just focused on the trucks that were in the field?
Not really. I was actually trying to get behind a Cadillac because if you were behind a Cadillac, pushing it, you could tow it behind it so faster than if a truck was pushing you. So I was trying to hopefully get with one of them and pull away a little and just finish in front of the trucks. All I got to do.
Well, you did it tonight, P1 for the Legacy Trucks. Man, it's been fun here every Sunday night. And, well, you're going to go and celebrate in Victory Lane. But before that, is there anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Just a big thanks to you, Mike and Baker, for putting on the Sunday races. They've been interesting.
Well, they sure have, man. Go enjoy. We're going to start a new week tomorrow. We'll go into the new year as well. A lot of big events ahead for Dylan Jones. We appreciate you racing here tonight.
Yep. Thanks, man.
Well, Dylan Jones gets the job done in the Legacy Trucks, but there's one man who gets the job done in the Cadillac CTS-V tonight. He's your overall race winner. He's your class winner in the Cadillac. It's Caden Diedrich in the number 10. You have a copy.
I got you loud and clear, man.
Well, loud and clear you do, and loud and clear if you go back and watch the broadcast, because I picked you out of a hat here during the pace laps there. I said, watch out for the 10. I was going up and down the list of cars here in the front of the field, and I said, hey, this guy's got most of the talent and most of the experience driving different types of stuff on iRacing, and it pays off for you here tonight with a victory. Man, I'm sure, though, you haven't been in a race like this one. Tell us about this race and this event here tonight that was so different from the others and how you got the job done to get to victory lane.
Well, these events are so much fun. You think, obviously, the good old-fashioned, like, trucks, Xfinity, all those things, it's like full try-hard, just all that. And then you got to throw in a few of these. Like, stuff like this is why I love this game. I mean, who would have thought that there'd be a race with the Cadillacs and the trucks for money? I mean, it's just so much fun. The trucks are quicker in the corners, the caddies are chipping out down the straightaways. It's a great event. It's a great fun time. I love stuff like this. But honestly, how I won, I'm not going to lie to you, I have no idea. I was involved in a wreck early. Had about 5 minutes of damage and just kept fixing it and fixing it and fixing it. And then got more fixed it all, got in another wreck. And then got it fixed, restarted like 8th, and I don't know how it picked up on the broadcast, but when I say I literally just drove around the entire field, I literally just drove around the entire field. Like, I didn't do anything crazy, I just drove, and I passed literally everybody, and then it was just in control from there. I don't really know how that happened, to be honest with you, but I just had some extra horsepower, I guess.
Well, extra horsepower ends up in victory lane. We're watching the replay here of you celebrating that finish. Looked like you had a little bit of fun, too, after the checkered flag here tonight, man. Well, we appreciate you coming out and doing this one. We're hoping to keep the fun going on Sundays. We heard it from you as well in the interview. Fun was in your vocabulary, and that's what we aim to do here on Sunday nights, Caden. But, hey, before we let you go and really go celebrate that victory in victory lane, is there anyone tonight you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, shout out EPI on the open side of things, helping me with open racing stuff. Shout out a little self-plug. Shout out my Twitch, KD24. That entire race from my POV was streamed on there, so if you wanted to watch any moments or any of my rage, you can go over there after the race. Shout out to you guys for putting this on. It's still the best money racing product, consistently, always getting numbers, so shout out to everyone on board and everyone coming out to the race to get these numbers. Just everyone involved in the whole PGR thing.
Well, we appreciate those kind words, Caden. Hope to see you back on the racetrack soon and in the next PGR 500. Go ahead, celebrate that one, and we'll hopefully talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Caden Diedrich, everyone, your winner tonight, number 1 overall, number 1 in the Cadillac CTS-V. Matthew Patton, second in the Cadillac, second on the board. Dylan Jones first, even though he shows up third. He was the first of the Legacy trucks. John Ellis second in the trucks. Casey Sprinkle third in the trucks. Ethan Eckert fourth in the trucks, and so on, so forth. What a race it was. You see all the big names that came out to race with us tonight. And it was a pretty big field considering the circumstances, the car and track combo. 24 to be exact, all the way down here. The last place finisher here tonight, James Waring. We had it all here last week. We had it all here again. It's been a crazy and fun ride here on the Sunday Funday series, and we're going to bring another one to you next Sunday night as well, but we'll be in 2026 at that point in time. We can't wait to flip the script and bring you the best racing in all of money racing, and that's on PGR eSports. For myself, Michael Triscaro, and my co-host tonight, Matthew Baker. We'll see you on the flip side in 2026. Enjoy and Happy New Year, everybody.